Hello, my name is Preston Jones, and the topic on the table tonight is Zionism. We'll begin by looking at the origins of Zionism, which lie with the Proto-Zionists. The Proto-Zionists were the first Jewish Europeans to venture over to Palestine on pilgrimages. Many went because they felt that they had a calling to become rabbis, and others simply went to escape the anti-Semitism that they found at home. The formal foundation, though, for the modern definition of Zionism was created at the First World Zionist Congress. The true definition of Zionism is a political movement holding that the Jewish people constitute a nation and are entitled to a national homeland, originally advocating the re-establishment of a Jewish homeland in Palestine. Since the time that Zionism was created, several hundreds of thousands of definitions have been made up for each individual person that expresses Zionism or anti-Zionism. And these many can be found at zionism-israel.com. And such contexts for uses include the ideology, its use as a descriptive term, and its use as a political movement. The leading advocates of Zionism include Leon Pinsker, Theodor Herzl, Chaim Weizmann, and a million other behind-the-scenes people. Leon Pinsker was a medical doctor and a leader of an assimilation movement in Russia. So he was actually against Zionism. He wanted to mix people of Jewish descent into the general population. But that all changed when he witnessed what were called pogroms, or violent riots, in Odessa in 1871. When he witnessed these things, he realized the need for a Jewish state, and he understood that they would not be safe within the general population. They would always be looked upon as a secondary class of a lower race. And so, in his pamphlet called Auto-Emancipation, Pinsker created the modern idea of Zionism, which our next person, Theodor Herzl, ran with. He was Hungarian-born, and he worked as a journalist in Paris. Herzl witnessed the Dreyfus Affair, which was the trial of a French military officer who happened to be of Jewish descent, and the whole thing was fabricated against him. And witnessing this, Herzl just felt compelled to champion the Zionist cause and to help out the Jewish people. So what he did is he planned the creation of a Jewish state, and he initiated the first Zionist Congress in Basel, Switzerland in August 1897. Now, Herzl was also accredited with publishing several novels that popularized the Jewish state and gained support by the general population. Chaim Weizmann grew up in the village of Motal in Russia. He was introduced to Zionism at a young age and quickly became involved in the congresses. He eventually worked his way up to head of the Zionist organization and was able to gain the support of Britain and the League of Nations with this idea of synthetic Zionism, which combined what was known as political Zionism with practical settlement approaches in order to create the Jewish state of Israel. And with Britain, he was able to get support through their Balfour Declaration. And with the League of Nations, he was able to acquire a mandate that gave international sanction to the Jewish national home. Eventually, once Israel became its own nation state, Weizmann became the first president of Israel. Now, each of these men was a product of his time, in that each was influenced by the anti-Semitism and anti-Jewish actions that they witnessed throughout their lifetime. And to conclude my presentation, we will go over the consequences of Zionism and what it means for us today. So, in 1929, many anti-Zionist Arabs conducted riots against the older Jewish communities that had been there for countless decades, all because more Jewish people were coming in and settling around Palestine. In 1948, Israel fought with the Arabs in its War of Independence, and eventually won independence, which then initiated the Six-Day War of 1967, in which Israel combated with its opponents on all sides. It involved nearly 5 other nations going against Israel combined, and through some miracle Israel was able to win and acquisitioned several new territories, which further enraged the Arabs. And then in the present day, we've witnessed the Gaza War of 2008-2009, and even now there are still Israeli-Palestinian conflicts going on, which just testify to the fact that Zionism is still alive and well, even if it is in decline. And so that concludes my presentation, and I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.